Great morning, great morning, great morning. I'm sorry, I was on the mute button. What's happening? What's happening? What is happening? It's your man OG Truth with a 2, Hertz with a Z, coming with an abbreviated, somewhat version of the raw truth. First of all, let me start out. Um, we lost a member of our Falcons fan, Atlanta sports family, um, and the co-host, one of the co-hosts of our radio show, um, the Big Verb Game Day Report. Big Verb himself, Eddie Carswell, passed away this past Wednesday. Um, our thoughts and prayers are going out to his family as they deal with this difficult time. um, Eddie and I argued every day. He was such a thank you so much, Maurice. He was down for the logo. When I tell you down for the logo, hey, all the way live, hey, Atlanta, Georgia. Um, yeah, listen, his funeral services will be red and black. That lets you know how down he was for the logo. But you know, me and him went at it about 3 days a week about Trae Young. Uh, uh, he told me I'm gonna learn to love Trae Young. Um, and he loved his Hawks. And what happened yesterday? Something that has never happened. And we're gonna get into that. Um, yeah, he did voice a reason. We're gonna get into that. But rest in power, my brother. Um, I see you when I see you. Okay, shifting gears. Since we saw y'all last, the Braves kind of rebounded from the troubled West Coast trip, and they just ended a 4-game skid yesterday against the Mets last night on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Um, Snick gave Rasul the night off, and AJ. I don't watch AJ blow a couple of saves this year. AJ got to tighten up, but the Mets got us finally. Marcell Ozuna is right now playing on an MVP level. He's leading the entire world in homers and RBIs. Marcell Ozuna. Usually, we get a slow start from the Big Bear, and then he starts to warm up right about now. Um, well, he's already hot, so you got to think about it, man. Marcel probably went into camp this year with a clean head. He wasn't worried about no legal problems, facing him, whether it was his domestic dispute problem with his wife, or pending court case for a DUI or anything like that. It's amazing what you know living a peaceful life would do. Now, the Atlanta Dream played their final preseason game on Friday night, and their final preseason game. I think it was their final preseason game. Happened to be the first home preseason game for the Indiana Fever. Now let me tell you something, man. Last year, the Indiana Fever in their home preseason game had like less than 4,000 people there. This year they had 13,000, over 13,000. That's the impact of Caitlin Clark. And I know it's been a big old stink dust up about Caitlin Clark, but a lot of people got to understand the impact that young lady got on this got as far as in the WNBA. Her impact could change the landscape. Like them girls pay, hey, by them getting more exposure, that means more money. So we're gonna stay tuned for that. Cartier Walker, what's going on? What's going on? NBA playoffs still going on right now. You got what? The in the Western Conference, you got the Mavs up 2-1, and Denver just tied up Minnesota last night. Look like we're gonna have some good series. In the East, the Celtics are up 2-1, and the Pacers just tied it up. So it look like we're gonna have some 6 or 7 gamers in these 4 series. But that was neither one of them was the biggest NBA news. Biggest NBA news was your or our or my Atlanta Hawks, as they secured for the first time ever the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. Jonathan Rosier, what's going on? Okay, Fever Gang gonna stream on Disney. Okay, that's cool. Disney on Disney Plus, June the 1st. All right, that's cool. But the Hawks have secured the #1 pick, so now it's a big old discussion going on within, our fan base or amongst our fans on what direction the Hawks should go. Should we keep the pick? Should we trade the pick to recoup picks that we've already traded? Should we trade the pick to get A-level talent? Now, the Trae Young thing is starting to get legs. It ain't just coming from old hell-raising fan like me. It's starting to get legs. It's just right now a big thing on what the Hawks should do. Sonya Howard, what's going on? Here's what I got to say to that, Maurice. If we keep the pick, we got to trade Trae Young. And let me explain this. Because when you draft a person #1 overall, you instantly made them the face of the franchise. In today's NBA, it was a little different in the last generation, 25 years ago and beyond. But in today's NBA, you get the number one overall pick in the draft, you just instantly made that person the face of the franchise. Ain't no reason to even have that head button session. You need to trade Trae. Even if they don't trade Trae, they got to trade either Trae or DeJounte. Listen, people always want to throw up what has happened, what happened with other organizations. I really don't give a shit what has happened with other organizations. It's not working here. Oh, Tyke Smith from Georgia. Okay. But that small backcourt, it ain't working here. It may work somewhere, but it ain't working here. One of them needs to be moved. But that's another show altogether. I got abbreviated time today. OG Big Sam will be rocking out at 12 noon. But if we decide to trade that pick and trade back and get more picks, that means you keeping Trae as the face of your franchise. It's kind of showing, in a strange way, it's kind of showing loyalty to Trae. Well, you know what, Taylor? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what's funny is I hadn't heard that. I just started hearing that shit after we won the lottery yesterday. What you saying? I swear I hadn't heard that shit at all about how weak the draft is. Now all of a sudden, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but now all of a sudden, Hawks win the draft. Now when the draft lottery, now it's the weakest goddamn draft in the history of the NBA. That shit, man, get the fuck out of here with all that. I'm saying that not because I'm saying that because you ain't the only one to say it, Tim. I'm not going at you about it, but like, man, get the fuck out of here. They've been bragging on we've been bragging on these goddamn kids because I don't really know. My strength is not college athletics. I know a little bit about these high school kids, a little bit, because I'm still in that circuit a little bit, but they've been blowing all these kids up, arguing about, especially the Hawks fans. They complain so much about fucking Capella. Well, hold on. Well, goddamn it. Well, here you go. Number one overall pick in the draft. The top prospect I'm hearing about, he's a center. He plays center. I hear you. Taylor pretty much says shit. No, it's not the weakest, but hell, it just don't stand out. Nevertheless, the Hawks went from being in a pickle to now they got a little leverage. When you got number one overall pick in the draft, you got leverage. So next week's show, we're gonna go into what the Hawks could possibly do moving forward. We will have all possibilities. If we keep the pick, this is what we should do. Excuse Excuse me, y'all. If we keep the pick, that's what we should do. If we trade the pick, that's what we should do. I'm gonna give what players need to be traded, what players need to stay, what players need to go. Yeah, it's hard. Voice of reason, man. It's hard to. It's hard to please folks, man. Yep. Yasuki night, what's going on? Yep, you're right. Now Eddie 20. Oh man. Oh man, I don't miss Eddie. We about to go into Monday with the OG. OG Big Sam. We'll talk a little bit about Michael Penix, man. Will Michael Penix be the guy to make you forget about Matt Ryan? Is there are people are we overreacting? Are we not reacting enough? Today's show with the LG gonna be pretty interesting. Mercer quality point guard, and we'll bring back more return. We need size and D at the point guard. Hold on. Mercer quality point guard and Trae will bring back more return. We're gonna get into that. I got some pretty interesting shit to say on that. SARS 7-1, but more on the Giannis, but more on the Giannis side. Giannis before he put on the muscle, but he don't stand out in his stats. I'd rather get a big man from UConn or Purdue. Well, that's the luxury of having that number one overall pick. That's the luxury of having it. You can finesse. You can finesse, you can trade, or whatever. But we're gonna get out of here. See you guys. I'll see you guys back tomorrow at 1 with the realistic OGs. We'll be back on Thursday at 11 with the Exclusive World of Wrestling. Make sure y'all hit all them buttons, man. Make sure y'all like me, share me, subscribe to me. To everybody. True TV, OGN TV, Mad Mike Sports, 6-Man K Styles, AFN, the Heavy Hitters. We always seek and speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth. We out, man. Y'all tune in to OG Big Sam.